him the other day.
Got it.
Hi, Billy. How are you?
Hey, Emily, doing fine.
Hey,
Yeah.
Bill.
Sarah was late today.
Oh, well, so was Tom. Tom's trying to get on. He just got him home, so he's trying to get on
Yeah,
downstairs.
I saw him over your shoulder a few minutes ago.
Yeah, yeah. You know, cut and run.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Let's
There he
see.
is.
There he is. Hi,
Yeah.
Tom.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Tom.
It's like the Brady Bunch now.
I know. Well, so Tom, I'm gonna hang up.
Okay. Bye-bye, Emily. Love you.
I see you,
Love you
Emily.
too, Bill.
Bye,
I'm gonna call
Emily.
Bonnie.
Emily.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Take
bye-bye.
care, Emily.
So Dave, since you're the new guy, we got Dave Kripner, who's the guy with the beard and the headphones on. He was the manager of the New Orleans club.
Yes.
And right, I don't know, it was on my computer's right below you, Billy Blank. He was top waiter. You know Mike Johnson. We got
Bill, where
Steve,
where was
Top
Bill?
waiter. Top waiter. How did he get to be top waiter?
and we got
You got
Snake,
an
who's
extra
a banjo
15
player
cents an
from
hour.
Better
the
than being
Denver club.
bottomless.
And then Tom Wolf, who is the second to top waiter in the New Orleans club.
Second top waiter.
Very good, very good.
All right, I'll take seconds.
And Snake.
Yeah, Snake was a banjo player in the Denver club, and that's who we got so far. you know?
Excellent, excellent.
And for those of you that just got in, Dave Hunt was he was a bartender. I remember as a bartender and a waiter at the New York club.
Yes.
Yeah, we all tended bar too. We took our turns. Tending bar.
I started
working
out as a
floor,
waiter
working
and then
floor.
bartender and did the doorman bit and manager and all that crap and started
Yeah.
sitting there with the band and look at me now.
Mhm.
No, don't do that. That's kind of ugly.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I beat you to it, Barry.
Oh,
Well, I remember, Mike, during the time that you came to New York, what was it, for maybe 3 or 4 months before you went over to the Brussels club?
Yeah, it was a couple of months, 2.5 months.
Yeah, we had a good time. You were
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, there were 4 of us that drove back there in a 60 Oldsmobile convertible, and we stopped in Minnesota where the driver was from, and then went on to Birchwood Lakes, New Jersey, and we were crossing I think a bridge over. I think it was the Delaware River, and it was a toll bridge. We didn't have the money to pay the toll. We asked them, we write a check, and they freaked out, and they let us do it. And then we got to Birchwood Lakes, New Jersey. One of the guys had an aunt and uncle there, and the transmission in the car went out, so we had to borrow money from the aunt and uncle to take a bus to New York City and then a cab to one of the guy's sister's apartment in the village. And then we didn't have the money to pay the cab driver. And he says, "So, how long you guys been in New York?" We said, "We just got here. How long you staying?" "We don't know. You don't have any money?" "No." And he says, "You have a good time," and took off.
Wow.
Amazing, man. Blew us away.
Was Rick Gallivan one of those guys?
No, it was Bobby Kramer and me and a guy named Fred. And I right off the top of my head, I can't think of the guy's name that owned the car, but no, Rick Gallivan was not one of them. And I don't think I ever really knew Nick. We never really crossed Rick. We never really crossed paths, I don't think.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was reminding me of that old joke of what do you call a musician without a wife or a girlfriend?
Homeless.
And hungry, yeah.
Yeah. What do you call it? What do you call a drummer that drools on the, no. Oh, I forget it. I screwed that one up. I'll think about it in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does Roger Kinnaman come on these videos?
you just about
Most
every
of them.
night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on a lot.
I wonder if anybody knows anything about Ronnie Sater.
Yeah, he died.
Oh,
Oh,
did
he
he?
did?
Yeah, Roger said that 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I may not have been here 2 weeks ago. I didn't hear it. So was it just recently, Barry?
Yeah, Roger said that a couple of weeks ago that he died.
Ron was a good guy. I eventually owned my own restaurant for 35 years. And when I was opening up, Ron called me and he said, "If you want me to come down and spend a weekend and put some programs in for you," he says, "I'd be happy to do it." And I said, "Well, I still remember the programs that we had from your father's mustache, so it wasn't necessary." And even though they've now become outdated with technology, they were tried and true balance sheets that he ran. It was
Right.
a great experience working in your father's mustache and I used that later in life. I had a restaurant for 35 years. That's a good run.
That is a good run.
Yeah, it is.
Well, maybe Chris will show up too. He's been cooking for a living.
Yeah.
Chris Fenimore.
Oh, yeah.
Ronnie was a really good guy. I saw him a bunch of years ago at the Connecticut Festival. In fact, Bill and Tom, you've got a picture somewhere from the Connecticut Jazz Festival. It's mustache, bunch of mustache people off stage, and Danny Sullivan and me and Babcock and Ronnie Sater and Shavoni and a bunch of others. And that's the last time I saw Ron, and he was really lucky. But that's been 20 years ago. But he was a really good guy.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I'm
Yeah,
sorry to hear
Tom.
of his passing.
Yeah,
Tom, that photo you have with the mustache car,
yeah.
Dave Hunt is in that picture. You know which one I'm talking about? The New
I'll
York.
try to find it right
I
now.
think Big Ira's in the picture.
Didn't pay attention, Joe.
And I think it was David sitting shotgun, something like that.
Okay, give me a second to
One
find
of
it.
your pictures came up, Dave, a few weeks ago.
I know Joel went out at one time and bought a reproduction of like a Model T or something. Is that
That's
what
the
you're-
picture. That's the car.
I think it was like a 32 Ford Roadster type of replica is what it looked like, if I remember right. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Well, you were
Oh,
talking about Ronnie Sater, so.
Is this the picture here?
That isn't the picture.
That's
but
not it? Okay.
it's the
That's
same
Ron
car.
Fuller, Ira Decta, and Ira Gutman.
That's the car, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Lil
Yeah.
Ira.
Big Ira and Little Ira.
They used to call him Gut Gut.
Gut.
What'd you say, Jim? How you doing?
Not too bad, you?
Pretty good. Did you ever meet Dave Hunt?
We've
Sounds
met
good.
over the years. I remember hearing about Jim, and then I think you came to New York to visit, not for very long, just passing through, but I'm pretty sure that Joe Terra introduced us.
Yeah,
Were you from the Boston Club?
I was from the Boston Club in the mid-60s and the New York Club after that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh. There you go.
yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah,
Yeah, somebody was talking about Ron Sater, so there's Ron Sater.
yep. Not a particularly flattering picture of him, but yes, that's him.
Anybody next to Russ Adams, it's flattering.
You got that?
How old was Ron?
I imagine Ron was pushing, he's in his 80s.
Had to be. Had to be.
In his 80s, a young man, huh? Well,
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, are you doing Suncoast with Galvanized?
no, Bob Price is.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So is Neil DeFeo.
Yeah, and Janie Campidelli.
I love that picture, Tom. It was a good picture. Thanks for
Yeah.
posting that.
No problem. All right, I'm still trying to find Barry's picture.
Jim, before you came on, I had mentioned that it was, I thought, very exceptional that many of the musicians and many of the service people, I was a bartender and waiter in New York, but we socialized very easily, and we had lots of cross friendships between them,
Yeah.
which I think speaks well of the organization. But I was closest with Mark Aiken. Did you know Mark?
Yeah, I remember Mark. Yeah.
Yeah. Mark and his brother Donnie, I was good friends with both of them.
Good. Yeah, we shared that common interest of the club and the whole atmosphere.
Yeah.
And most of us were about the same age, somewhere in the middle, in the mid-20s to the early 30s. And so we had that kind of a kindred spirit of being all the same age and all chasing women and drinking beer, and it was all good fun.
We never chase women in New Orleans.
No,
Yeah.
No, they
chased
just
you?
fucked all over you guys.
Right.
They were
Dave
pretty
Krippner
friendly.
led the attraction for the girls in New Orleans, followed by Tom and Bill, close second by Tom and Bill.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a nice guy. I was just there making money,
I was just wild and crazy.
you know.
It was more fun that way.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a couple of weeks from hell for me. I had a sewer line backup.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, ooh.
You gotta stop shitting so much.
Oh, geez.
Yes, I wish that was the case, but what a mess.
Oh, Lord, must be.
Carpet, everything. It's expensive too.
Oh, there's a real weirdo.
I love that picture. That's great, Mike.
That was about 4 or 5 years ago at a place called the Bull and Bush in Denver. And a professional photographer friend of mine was there that night, took that picture and did some filters with it. But I agree. I like the picture too.
That's good. That's good. Great atmosphere. Yeah, I like that.
Bull and Bush was a great place for a long time. Snake's been there. And they did live Dixieland jazz swing stuff on Sunday nights from 73 till the pandemic. And now that the pandemic's kind of moved on, sort of moved on, they're not, the young guys that own it now or run it now aren't going to do the music again, which really sucks because that place was packed damn near every Sunday night with a lot of great musicians, local and, Bill Allred and a whole lot of other people as they come through town. If they'd be there on a Sunday night, it was a great place to be.
Was the the rubber chicken on your washboard symbolic?
That's very special. It was given to me by some guys in a jug band in Louisville, Kentucky called the Juggernaut Jug Band. And if you've never heard of them or heard them, look them up. I met them a bunch of years ago and they were at Sacramento Jazz Festival one year. And I was standing in the hall listening to them and they said, "Hey, Mike, you got your washboard?" And I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Bring it up here." And as I was getting ready, they said, "We're going to stump Mike." And they played Wipeout and I did a very nice job with it for the first time ever. And they gave me the rubber chicken and nicknamed me Spike and said, "Now you're part of the band." So that's been a very special part of my whatever for almost 20 years.
Really good for you.
Yeah. Yeah, some people get tattoos, but washboard players just get things screwed to their washboard.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Is this the picture, Barry?
That isn't the one I'm thinking of.
Well, Barry, I mean,
they got a few. What does it look like? Is it the one with Gene Shalit in the car too?
It's one of those black and white ones. The car was facing the other way, and Dave was either driving or sitting shotgun in the car. And you showed it 2-3 weeks ago. We've seen it before. But that's all right. That's all right. We got Dave live and on Zoom right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, are both
Yeah.
the Petersons alive or dead?
Dean's still alive. He's about 84, 85, and he's not doing real well, but he's still alive, still gets around. He wants to do the music again, but he and Dale, when Dale was still alive, turned the Bull and Bush over to Dale's two sons. And we always pretty much knew that when Dean and Dale were gone or something happened, which came along like COVID, that they wouldn't do it again, and they're not. I had lunch there with Ed Danielson and Peggy the other day, and one of those guys, David, was there, and he came up to the table, and I looked at him, I said, "I don't want to talk to you, get the hell away from me." And he said, "Why, because of music?" And I said, "Yeah." So we talked for a while, but no, they just don't want anything to do with it, which is a shame because 73 to 2020, every Sunday night, unless it was a Broncos home game.
Okay, here's another one I found, Tom. I don't know.
Oh, that's a great picture.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
it is.
is that it?
No, that's not it, but that's Rada.
It's facing
Murata
the other way and
Adams.
it's black and white. I
Rada,
don't know.
Bob Adams, Christine Ledane.
Yeah.
Who's the guy with the hat in the front seat?
I think that's John's brother, Vinny.
Oh, yeah, could be.
Might be. Yeah, you're right.
Wonder whatever happened to him.
I was very close to Vinny. I liked him a lot. He was a character.
Yes, he was.
I got to know him while I was in New York for a couple of months. He was an interesting guy. And John was a great guy too. I liked him a lot.
Look at Bob Adams. He's a
That
good
bar
guy,
in the
too.
background, you see the bar that says Danny's Dancing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the bar where the plot for, help me out with the name of the movie, Al Pacino's in it, he has a
Was it
transvestite.
Scarface?
Dog Day Afternoon.
Dog Day Afternoon,
Oh, yeah.
that's where the plot to rob the bank took place.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
God, I never knew that. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Who's the trombone player?
That's Christine Leday.
Yeah.
Chris Benninger was her name. She came on a Zoom call one time.
Where's she living now, Barry?
Somewhere in the Carolinas, but she came on a couple of years ago when we first started during COVID.
She
She
looks
came
the
on
same.
and she looks the same now
wow.
as she does in this picture. I mean, most of us who don't look anything like we did 50 years ago. She looks the same. Yeah.
Well, some of us do, except that it's white hair instead of dark hair.
And some
Yeah,
no
about
hair.
60 pounds more for me.
I don't
Yeah,
think
well-
I saw that.
This isn't the same picture, but this is the black pool truck.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really? Oh,
So-
really? Never seen that one before.
Nor have I. I was at Blackpool one time over Halloween in 1970, but I never saw that truck.
Yeah. Yeah, we had that and we had another picture of the bar in Blackpool and they had all those different types of beer.
Yeah.
It seemed like they had a more of an assortment than we ever did.
Blackpool in England were weird because they could open from something like 10 or 11 to 3 o'clock, and then they had to shut down to 6 o'clock and they had to close at 10 at that time. And even New Year's Eve, if they could open, they'd have to get if they could be open later, they had to have a very special license. That changed many years later, but at the time in 1970, when I was there for a weekend, it was the hours were really strange, but that was all over England, not just Blackpool.
Oh, yeah.
And Mike, what year was it that you went to Brussels? Was that 1970, 71?
70 and 71, 70 and 71, yeah. October 70 to end of March, well, not end of March. 1st of October 70 to 1st of March 71.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played in Brussels a little later.
What?
Well,
I said
there's
I
the
was in
picture.
Brussels a little later.
It is that picture I remembered of the bar in Blackpool. Like they had I mean, we had Schlitz, and I don't know what they got over there.
It was various things that were owned by Schlitz or
Yeah.
stuff like the Brussels Club had was very involved between the Mustache and Schlitz and Stella. The guy here on the right, I think that's Butch, who was the manager of the club, Butch England, I think.
Yeah, that's the way it was described to me. He was the manager.
He was a really good guy. We
looked like it.
were there for the weekend. We stayed at his parents' house in Manchester, and he took us over. We spent several hours over 2 days at the club. It was a pretty interesting place.
Mhm.
Okay, so there's that one. And then there's,
I did that.
this is the band in Blackpool.
That's Blackpool, huh?
That's a big club.
That
Yeah.
Harry Black there on the banjo?
Could be.
Oh, right. The one looking over his left shoulder, that looks like Harry Black. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking to his left towards the other banjo player on
Yes.
the far right. Yeah.
A 5-piece band. You didn't see that too often.
No.
No.
That's a big club too.
Interesting.
I've never seen this shot. This is the first
No,
time.
neither have I. Neither have I. That's a good picture.
Okay, well then here is roll out the barrel in Blackpool. And you can tell these barrels have been rolled out a lot.
More than once.
Did you guys do that in New Orleans?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We did it in
Our
Denver.
our kegs weren't quite that beat up, though.
No, neither were ours in Denver.
In fact, I don't think we could beat our kegs up like that. You would really had to whack those
Well,
suckers.
we just used empty kegs that, you know.
That's correct.
Get them out of the
Still,
club.
you couldn't
Well-
bend those things like that. I mean,
No, you
There was
couldn't, you
There was
couldn't
also,
lift a full keg.
If
Yeah.
the beer
Also the
room
little-
was in the basement, the vendors probably dropped them down.
there
So
was
they would-
also the little matter of we didn't own the kegs. The kegs belonged to the brewing company, and if you
Yeah.
screwed up, you had to pay for them. So it was a.
no, but I remember banging those things together, and we hit them pretty hard, but I don't remember putting any dents in anything.
They were pretty strong pieces of, pretty.
Yeah, because they were pretty
There was a
heavy.
lot- There was a lot of steel in that case.
Yeah.
Well, I think the kegs, empty kegs went back to the distributor a few days later. So I don't think we ever had any, at least in Denver, not long enough to get them all banged up like that. And you're right, Jim, they were a lot thicker and heavier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They might
Empty.
have got some kegs for props there or something, because I can't imagine sending those back to the distributor.
It almost looks like metal trash cans.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah,
But same hats.
yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Same hats, vests.
Yeah. There's Pete. Hi, Pete.
Hey, Peter.
Hi, Pete.
Hey, Pete,
We had a horrific thunderstorm earlier, so it's 6 beyond now.
So we're gonna get them tomorrow. We got your weather now up here now. It's 92 degrees and it's about a 75 or 80% humidity.
Holy moly.
Jim,
Yeah,
where are you
sure.
speaking from?
Richfield, Connecticut.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Yeah, I usually take this call on the deck, but it's too damn hot out there.
Uh-huh. Actually,
How
it's
you
cool.
doing today?
Who?
This is the Blackpool Rugby Club. Your father's mustache. Look at that.
All right,
And then
all right.
girls got the mustache. I mean, I think this is amazing.
Who's
That's a
in
great picture.
blackface?
Except for the guy in blackface. He's not going to run for politics.
Well, he might do okay in some counties, parishes down here.
This is the rugby club. It says cricket on the.
Oh, okay. Well, you had written rugby. I have YFM Blackpool rugby team, but
Well, it
Yeah,
might
but it
be. I
says
mean,
that-
there might be the rugby team playing cricket for a cause here.
Yeah, took part in a comic cricket match.
in
Yeah,
aid of
so-
the British Leprosy Relief Association at Stanley Park.
Who remembers leprosy? Holy mackerel.
Whole bunch of characters in that picture.
Well, you go to any mustache club and you're gonna get a group of characters, right?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, shit.
absolutely. That was one of the good things about it, Jim.
That was on the application, wasn't it?
hey, Bill, can we see the bowling team from New Orleans?
Oh, yeah, I got it somewhere in there, but
Bowling team.
we didn't dress like that, though. Let's say.
Have you ever seen a cricket match?
Once.
It's really interesting. I mean, it's quite a different kind of game.
Oh,
Oh, Lord, look at that.
Is that John McLarnon?
That's
Yeah.
McLaren with
Yeah,
hair.
that's-
Look at that.
That's me and
Right there.
McLaren, and then Randy Ali, his brother Ed Ali, and Joe Mullane. Yeah, Mullane was from New Jersey. He came down with a Mad Dog, who were waiters. And the two Alis, they were kind of like ringers because they grew up and their dad owned a bowling alley. So they're both really good. And McLaren was a good bowler too. You know, I think we won our league, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. We were there mostly to drink.
Whatever happened to Eddie Alley?
Eddie lives in Colorado.
I think he's in Grand Junction,
Yeah,
Colorado.
Grand Junction, Colorado with Karen, and they had 3 kids, 3 daughters, and they're all grown up and moved out, but I see pictures of their grandchildren with them.
He's another one. I know he worked Denver for a while, but he's another one like Rick Gallivan. He and Ed and I never crossed paths. I never really met him, but I heard a lot about him.
Oh, yeah.
Good
His,
guy.
his brother Randy passed away many years ago. The one in the middle.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of fun. In fact, they bought us bowling shirts, black and red, of course, with the Your Father's Mustache logo in the back. I still have mine, but it managed to shrink. I can't get into it anymore.
Yeah, bowling was a lot of fun years ago. I wish we'd had a team in the Denver club. It would have been fun.
When John McLaren was there, he tried. In fact, I was part of the ensemble, but we never did get very far with it. He was wanting us to start a barbershop quartet. And he would work us to see about getting some harmony so we can get up and do numbers, but we just didn't manage to pull it
That
off.
would have fit in pretty good.
Yeah, it would have. I
When I
would
was
love
a
to have done it.
kid, a teen, a buddy of mine and I joined a bowling league, and I was so bad at what we would buy the team that we would play potato chips.
Oh, so the fingers would get greasy.
Grease the fingers.
Yeah.
Peter, you always had greasy fingers.
Say that again, Barry.
That's all right, Peter. Go ahead.
Can't hear a fucking word you're saying.
Dang.
Oh.
Let's see.
Well, Barry, thanks for the photos. I downloaded them, but because they were messages, I don't know where they went, but I'll
Wow.
find them.
I just sent a bunch from Carnegie, that's the ones I sent you.
Now, some of them I didn't have, but I just got to find where they went. Sometimes when you download stuff,
Yeah.
you don't know
That's
where it is.
Yeah, that's our bar from New Orleans. When I was working there, is Ed Ali working sidebar and
Yeah,
LaRue Cole working bartender that night. That's right. I forgot the bartenders get blue vests, huh? And we'd have to wear red on the floor.
You might be right. I think I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot. I just realized that when I saw the picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a step up the corporate chain.
Yeah.
See, I thought the waiters wore blue vests. That's what I thought. The waiters wore blue vests and the band members wore the red vests.
I think we wore.
yeah, I thought that's the way it was too.
I've got some pictures somewhere. Let me take a look.
Whatever happened to Bill Sawyer?
He passed.
Big Bill, he passed away about 2 years ago in Thailand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The waiters did wear blue vests. I saw some. I just looked at a picture. Yeah.
Big Bill had moved to Thailand years ago and was supposedly married to a nice young Thai girl named Flower, and they had some kind of a restaurant.
And I saw
cafe
pictures
together,
of
but
her.
he
She
passed
was
away, what,
petite.
2 or 3 years ago, something like that.
She was petite. He was huge. Can you imagine
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Well, there was one point in New Orleans where I was down there and Bill and the cab driver in the front seat weighed close to 800 pounds. Bill was 450 and the cab driver was 350. And in the back seat, there were three of us that were combined, we're around 600, 700 pounds. No, all of us over 230. So there was a lot of weight in that old Chevy four-door sedan. How the hell it ever got down the street with all of us in there was beyond me, but oh well.
Yeah. Now I know we got a picture of Big Bill, not from the mustache, but when he was working at Fritzl's. We have a picture of him somewhere in here, but all I
I'm
remember is-
looking. It's just hard to find.
Yeah, but I was Facebook friends with him, and I would see he would have pictures with him and his wife came up to his belly button.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
it's a
Oh,
tiny
yeah.
little thing. I'd tell you a story about it, but I can't do it on the air.
She was tiny and he was the opposite. And look, your mind can conjure up all kinds of stuff. Think about that.
You bet.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much it, Barry.
I'm trying to keep it as clean as I can.
Well, that's what I'm doing too. It's difficult with Bill.
Yeah.
He met a lady in New Orleans. She was traveling there around, I think it was 75 Mardi Gras. Her name was Ellen Davis. She's from New Jersey. And she had been in an accident and earned some money, had a little Honda, one of the little, very small Hondas. And they hooked up and they met and they lived together for quite a while and came to Colorado. And it was she's a big lady, but she's still a very, very good friend. And they came to Colorado, and the two of them in that little Honda, whatever it was at the time, was really hysterical because I don't know how Bill ever got in the car, but they stayed with us in Denver for a while, and then he went up to Steamboat and opened a restaurant for quite a while. Bill was a hell of a cook. My goodness, was he a hell of a cook, chef, whatever. But interesting
Now, when
guy.
I was tending bar in Greenwich Village, sometime around the late 70s, early 80s, Bill just stopped in one night. He knew I was working there. And he told me that he opened up the place in Steamboat Springs, and it was a fantastic operation. He told me he introduced Brooklyn cuisine to Steamboat Springs, and he did very, very well business-wise there.
Yeah, some of that's kind of up in the air, but I don't know. I was never at his restaurant, but he had it. He was involved with a partner or two and had it for 3 or 4 years, and then I don't know what happened to it. And he started going over to Thailand, making trips there, and then finally he moved over there.
Yeah.
And he and Ellen split up after a while, and she got remarried to a lady here in Denver, and they're really, really nice, nice people, and see her every couple of years.
Well, after he left New York and came down to New Orleans to wait tables at the Mustache, he'd get up there and sing all his songs were Joe Terra hits. But we didn't know that. We thought he was some genius. When I went up to New York to lead the band up there, I said, Joe, you're singing all of Big Bill's tunes.
Well, Big Bill did do a good job on stage, and the audiences loved him. You got to give him credit for that.
Everything Big Bill sang, Joe Terra had done it years before.
Yeah.
Is this another New York one? It's quite frozen, I'm sorry.
So you see the motto where the time of your life is right under your nose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So about 10 years after the Mustache closed, it had become an Italian restaurant, and then it became a country and Western dance hall called City Limits. It had a run of 3 or 4 years. It was very popular. So I was friendly with the owner of the place. He says, listen, he said, you worked at your father's Mustache? I said, yes. He says, I got to ask you something. He says, your father's Mustache was a big cocaine bar? And I said, no. I said, well, what gave you that? He says, well, the motto, the time of your life is under your nose.
Funny.
That's interesting, Dave.
Yeah. All these years he was wondering about that.
That's a new story, Dave. We've never heard that. We've been doing this
No.
every week.
Yeah, never even
For
thought of
2
that
years,
one.
We never heard that one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah.
That was a shit kicking corner. In other words, nothing succeeded there unless it was a down to earth, good time, rabble rousing corner. The country and Western place did very well. Your father's Mustache did very well. Joel sold it to Alfredo Viazzi, who you could argue was the first celebrity chef in America. He was very, very well known. And he opened up a beautiful restaurant there, and it just didn't work.
Interesting. Interesting.
Why
And
you
before it
think-
was a
Why do you
Mustache,
think
it
the
was,
New York club closed? I was there when it closed and we were crowded every night. I mean, I wonder why it closed.
I was told that Joel had a formula in his head, and if a club did not make a certain amount of money each year, then it was just a closed issue. He had he wasn't the type of guy who said, okay, we're going to have some lean years, we're going to have some good years. Once it became a lean year,
there's
there's
Big Bill.
uh,
Big Bill and Barry.
Yeah, there he is.
And Maynard
job,
behind them.
And if you look to the left with the cigarette out of his mouth, that's Buzzy Podwell.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Really?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a great picture.
I don't remember Buzzy smoking.
Yeah.
Interesting. No,
Yeah.
son of a gun.
So, and Bill still had a mustache hat some kind of way, huh? Or does it doesn't have the hat band on it though?
Now, here's one for you. That picture's in 1976, right after the New Orleans club burned down. That's 1976 at Fritzl's, and I still work at Fritzl's.
Wow.
You must be getting a pension now, huh?
I wish.
Am I here?
I hear
You're
Roger.
there.
I don't see him.
Here,
Roger, how
Roger.
are you?
I'm here. Where am I?
There he
There
is.
I am. Damn. I'm on
Roger-
TV.
Hey,
I'm so-
Roger, look who we got on, David Hunt. You see David Hunt?
How are you, Roger?
Hey, David, where you at, bro?
Roger or Amjet?
Yeah, you got it, man. What you doing these days besides taking care of the community?
Oh, no, I'm nice and retired and I'm loving it.
Well,
I'm
good for
retired
you.
now for 2 years and I'm very happy about it.
Well, good for you. I'm happy for you, Dave. You had a great career.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just sorry I never got into your place, man. I never.
Well, I remember sending you a photo one time of a beer that didn't have a nice collar of foam on it. And I said, if you were around, you'd never let that get to a table.
Hey, Dave, look who's coming on, your buddy. Ira.
Hey, there's
Dave.
Ira
Hey,
Dickey,
guys.
right on time.
Hey, Dave, you made it this week.
I did. Thank you for inviting me.
Great.
Hey, Ira, right on time, man.
Right on time. Yeah, you could set your clock
Right
by
on
me.
time. Set your watch by it.
You gotta turn your
Get
camera on.
on, Ira.
Why is this?
Turn your camera on.
Yeah, I got it.
There you go.
There you go.
There's
There
Ira.
you go.
Oh, shit, turn it off. Turn it off.
Dave, how's retirement?
I love it. I love it.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't miss the daily grind at all. I'm very, very happy having a non-schedule. If I feel like doing something, I do
Those are
it.
the
If I don't-
best.
What is it?
I like to say every day is Saturday.
Exactly.
Every day. That's right. We celebrate weekends here in Florida because we don't have any doctors to go to.
The only way I know it's Sunday is the papers everywhere.
Okay.
Hey, Dave, you going to the city a lot?
Not, I was in the village just the other night. I was in at a little get together and that whole corner of 7th Avenue and 10th Street, that's all
Oh, yeah.
closed up. The Riviera has been vacant now for 3 years.
I thought it
Wow.
was more than 3. No?
You might be right. It might be 4 years, but I mean,
Yeah.
how that location could not be popping.
That's
I can't
crazy.
understand that. That's a dynamite location.
You're gonna make him cry. He used to live at the Riv.
Hey,
Well,
speaking of the Riv, is Andy Menschel still around?
Andy passed away about 2 years ago.
He did. Wow.
Yeah. And Andy, he was treated at Presbyterian Hospital and he would come in because my restaurant was right at New York Presbyterian Hospital and he would come
Right.
in after treatments, but so we became close late in life, but he passed away about 2 years ago.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Listen, Roger and Ira, I just told this story and the other guys said that they had never heard this story. So I'll tell it since both of you are connected to the New York club.
Uh-huh.
After the Mustache closed, it became an Italian restaurant for a couple of years. And
Right.
then it became a very popular night spot called City Limits. It was a country western dance place.
Oh, I remember that.
Mhm.
They did a great job. But anyway, I got friendly with one of the owners. He says, I got to ask you something. He says, pulled me to the side. He says, you worked at your father's Mustache? I said, yeah, had a great time there. He goes, and it was a big cocaine bar? I said, no. I said, what makes
Not
you
at
think it was a
all.
big cocaine bar? He goes, well, the motto, where the time of your life is under your nose. They
Really?
assumed that it was a big cocaine bar.
That's funny.
I wouldn't
That's
before
funny.
that.
That's a good one, Dave.
Really?
Who'd you meet in the village, Dave? Anybody will know?
No, I was actually common enough. I was at a memorial service for a friend and they chose a location in the village.
Oh.
Hmm.
No.
Crazy.
You ever run
You
into
would
Adrian?
recognize the village.
You ever run into Adrian?
Adrian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go up once a year to Syracuse to see her and her brother James.
Oh, she's still up there then.
Yes. Yeah. I think Adrian was the first female employee at your father's mustache.
I think she was. She might have been. Wow. She's still in Syracuse where you and I and her met. She was in Syracuse, same place?
I assume.
Yeah. Wow. Well, every time I try to contact her, I don't hear back. I don't know. Sometimes I do, but it's rare.
I'll text you her number.
I think, yeah, text it to me, but I think I have it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Oh, how do you like that picture of Russell Adams he just put up?
Yeah.
So what else is happening around? Anybody?
Dave, I want to let you know I found some good Irish bars down here.
Oh, yeah?
Really good food and good cold beer and everything. Fact is, they get so busy, they take over the whole parking lots and they block it off. So the whole parking lot's full of Irish music and all the beer trucks and everything. It was pretty amazing, actually. I was impressed.
Wow, that is interesting because
Yeah.
where did the people who come park?
They just come from all over the valley here. It's amazing, actually.
And they have plenty of parking?
Yeah, that's one's called Murphy's Law of Irish pub, and which is a normal and Fibber McGee's, but they're run very well and just got that good Irish feel into it. All the pictures on the walls and everything, the music
Who's the
playing,
guy next to
people running around acting
Christine?
crazy. I felt
Barry,
at
is
home.
that the picture?
Who's the
No,
guy with
No,
the?
Now
That's not it,
that's
but-
Christine Jean Shallot. I don't know who the girl is behind Tara. There's two of them.
Yeah,
Then there's
Bob
Bob
Adams.
Adams, Mark Eater, and Yoakum.
And I don't,
Yoakum.
That's Yoakum?
I
Isn't
thought that was
Yoakum on
Tim
the right, or is
Shea.
that Tim Shea?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Looks like
Tim
Tim
Shea.
Shea.
That's
Okay,
better.
Tim Shea, yeah. My
But I
mistake.
can tell you this, that's a fake picture because Joe Terra never knew how to drive.
That's correct, because I used to drive
right.
them home from Wildwood sometimes to New York. But who are the two girls? Dave, do you know them?
No, maybe they were with Gene
Customers?
Shalit that particular day.
Yeah,
Maybe they
they're
were Joe's nieces.
He had so many nieces.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's Tim Shea.
Yeah,
that-
you're right. You're
yeah,
right.
that's Tim Shea.
Judge Shea.
Yeah, he became a judge.
Yeah.
Dave, did you know that?
Oh, wow.
He's a
Yeah,
federal judge in Florida.
Get out of here, federal
No,
judge.
not
my
federal.
God.
He was a county judge, but he was a circuit court. He would send people to prison.
I tell you what, that's hard to believe.
Any word on Mark Heater?
He was
I
on the
haven't
Zoom
seen him
call
or
about
spoken to him in a
year
while.
ago. He came on for a year ago.
He's
Oh,
still
yeah,
alive.
he did
and
come
well.
on, Barry. You're right. You're right. He
Mark
did
is
come
still-
on.
Mark is still alive and well, living in New Jersey. He's
Mhm.
leading a brass band now. He does concerts with that. He also writes and arranges. He's quite talented kid.
He's pretty busy, actually.
Yeah.
I've been following him, so that's good. Hey, Dave, do you know, is Vinnie Marotta passed away?
Oh,
I
Vinny
don't know
passed
about
away years
Vinny.
ago.
What did you say, Ira?
Vinny died years ago.
Really?
Really?
Oh, God, yeah. I think Vinny died at least 20 years ago.
Really?
Yeah,
Young?
yeah. Yep,
Well, he lived life on the edge a little bit there,
a
Roger.
little bit. Yeah,
Jesus.
Vinny died a long time ago.
Huh.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Roger, are you in Arizona?
Yes, I am in Arizona.
Where in Arizona?
I'm outside of Scottsdale in a little town called Gilbert.
I may have asked you this before, but in case I didn't, have you ever been to the Musical Instrument Museum?
No, I haven't, but I got that information you sent me. It's
Yeah, you need to go there, man. You should do that. It's absolutely amazing. Plan to spend 4 to 6 hours there.
Wow.
it's actually in a good location. It's right next to the Talking Stick Casino. which
Yeah,
is down the road.
yeah.
My wife likes to go to the casino and win
You ever
money.
go to the Arizona Classic Jazz Festival in November in Chandler?
What's it called?
Arizona Classic Jazz
Yeah.
Festival. It's mainly a Dixieland type of festival with a lot of great bands. It's been going on for 25, 30 years. It's in Chandler, Arizona.
Yeah, there's a lot of music down there, actually.
Well, it's a good jazz festival in Chandler if you're interested.
Yeah, I live right next to Chandler.
Well, look up Arizona Classic Jazz Festival. Some great musicians play it, and they bring in bands from around the country. And there's a monster guitar player, banjo player named Howard Alden that lives there, and
Yeah.
and a lot of others. Rob Wright and some great bands and people there. But there's a lot of good jazz going on. There's a lady piano trumpet player named Cheryl Thurston that has a band down there that plays a couple of nights a week at various places. And I don't have your email address.
Yeah, send me the name of these clubs these people play at, if you know them. I would love
Yeah,
to.
I would. What's your email address, Roger?
My address, it's ROGER, Roger Kin, KINN, at Comcast.net.
Okay, I'll send you some information on all that because there's
Yeah.
some great people. Roger KINN at Comcast, right?
Right,
Okay.
good job. Yeah, I'm
Hey, Roger,
surprised-
we heard that Ronnie Sada has passed away.
Yeah, I did. I got his,
When did that happen?
that's about over a month ago.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, his lady friend, she actually called me on the phone because I was keeping in touch with Ron over the years. And last time I saw him, of course, was at the reunion. And her and I and Fred Hendricks, we all went out, had a big lunch together and everything. Ron kept wanting me to come up and visit him. I said, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do that. And then, of course, he started getting Alzheimer's and everything.
Ah.
And then he had a bad fall and hit the back of his head.
Right.
And plus he had dementia. So he was not in good shape.
How old was he, Roger?
Huh?
How old was he?
He was about,
70?
oh no, he's
No.
past 70. He's in his early 80s, I believe.
Oh, really?
Ira, you're 72.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He always looked younger though.
Yeah, it was, I love Ron. He and I had a
He
great
was a
time when I was
terrific man.
living in New York and going out and everything. And we just became really good friends. Like I got together, we'd talk, and Ron, I said, you know, we're the only two people who can sit here and talk about Joel.
Ron was a good guy.
Hey, Dave, do you know that we've been talking about a reunion in the September, October
Yeah.
Well, I'm all up for it.
in New Haven?
Sorry, in New Haven, that's great. You know
You
what
know
I was
who's
thinking
handling
about
it?
the other day? Do you remember New Haven, great town, great restaurant?
Yes.
No, I don't.
You remember that?
No.
They opened up, Joel opened up,
Ron Fuller managed that for a while.
that's right, yeah, yeah.
And then
Really?
when Ron Fuller left, I went up to New Haven and managed it for a while. And then next thing you know, Joe said, I'm gonna sell it. I said, what the hell? You just brought me up here. Now you're gonna sell it?
You should have bought it, Roger.
Yeah, right. It's up there.
Well, it was in a very tough neighborhood, right?
Yeah, but it was a cool restaurant. I liked it. a lot.
Excellent. It was way ahead of its time.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a great location and just right across on the square there and everything. It was fun. That was
Dave, you was handling most of the arrangements for the reunion?
what about the reunion?
I'm asking Dave if he knows who's
Oh.
handling a lot of the logistics.
Marty Fay.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
speak to Marty?
Yes, I had lunch with him in Connecticut. We met halfway, I guess in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marty was on our meeting about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right.
He says we should have it the sooner the better.
Yeah,
That's
we
right.
better have it
Right.
fast.
Yeah, the
Oh,
attrition,
I have enough people.
yeah, the
Yeah.
attrition rate is, the attrition
have it
rate is
tonight.
picking up, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they should have it this fall sometime. It's nice in the fall in Connecticut.
I saw Danny Rubio this week and he said he's in for coming to the reunion and playing, you know,
Oh,
so.
that's great.
Well, Danny's gonna go with Barry, right, Barry?
Right.
I know Joe Petrocelli from Denver wants to go to it when it's formalized. There's no way I can make it. I'd love to, but there's no way I can travel anymore and do anything like that. But I hope it comes off and all you guys have a great time.
We just have to get it organized, do it.
Yeah, I think the last I heard, they just decided they're just gonna pick a date, and just because it's kind of hard to, try to find a date that's gonna be agreeable to everybody and then to see.
That's the
That
only
way they
way to
can
do it.
advertise it and say,
Well-
who can come? Here's the date. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the gate. That's not the gating factor. The gating factor is to find a place that will be available at a price we can afford that will service our needs. And that's tough because a lot of the places are still suffering from COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
And
And they're
stuff.
gonna want guarantees.
Yep, that's part of it.
Yeah, but how about a hotel with a bar? That's
Well,
That's all we need, really.
all we need.
That's it.
There was a,
Some naked dances. That might too.
I'm gonna have this elevator.
there was a hotel we stayed at the first reunion in New Haven. We all stayed at some hotel. I don't remember the name of
I
it.
don't remember it.
I remember the reunion. I just remember the hotel.
That reunion was great.
Anyone remember Claire Ryan?
Sure. Speaking of Ronnie Sater.
Speaking of Ronnie Sager, but I wonder whatever happened to her.
I know he was looking for her with the Carnegie reunion and he never could find her.
Yeah.
oh,
Who's that?
Claire
She was the
Ryan, she
coach
worked
check
in the
girl.
office.
Oh, Carol.
I thought Claire was a coat check girl.
She worked in the office. She was John Murata's right-hand man.
Oh, on 7th Avenue, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, not with Ronnie on 8th Street, 8th Avenue.
She may have started over there. She may have started with Ronnie over there when the accountant
Yeah.
office was over there.
Hmm.
I think since we've been doing these Zoom calls for the last couple of years, that's the most frequently used phrase. Whatever happened to?
Yeah.
While I'm going through the pictures, here's another Big Bill picture.
Well, that's the New Haven.
That was, yeah, that was
New Haven
87.
reunion.
That was under the tent.
And look,
Yeah.
there's Barry Foulon in the back. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Ken McBride on the right in the tan shorts.
Barry,
and,
who's next to you, Barry? In the gold shirt.
That's Jesse Denton.
That's
Oh,
Jesse
really?
Denton?
No, Jesse Denton is right behind Fred.
Oh, yeah, okay. With the darker hair.
Right. That's
Yeah.
Jesse Denton. So the other trombone player I don't recognize.
Oh,
Yeah, I had never seen Big Bill without his beard.
Just try to picture Big Bill with that diminutive wife he had, that little tiny girl. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
You didn't have to get
Oh.
that image out of your mind, Barry.
Oh, man. I tell you.
Tom, you had that picture you showed last time, New Haven, with a bunch of people in the front of it.
Let me try to find it.
We're at that same location. I sent it up last week, I believe.
New Haven with a bunch of people.
guys, I need to say goodbye.
Oh,
Okay, Pete.
goodbye, Pete.
okay, Pete.
Pete.
See you next week.
I see
Come
you,
on,
Pete.
Pete.
Yep,
Thanks.
take care.
Okay, stay dry.
Stay safe.
Quick question for you guys. How many of you are familiar with a place in Oklahoma City called the American Banjo Museum?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah,
And Barry
Yeah.
is, Barry's been there, Snake is, and I've been there. It's AmericanBanjoMuseum.com. You might look it up. It's a really good place, and there's 3 or 4 mustache people in there. Savoni, for one, is in there, I think, twice. And a few years ago, they did a special feature on your father's mustache nightclubs, and their entertainment room is decorated like a mustache. And Mike Gentry's in there. A banjo player from Denver, Buck Kelly, who passed away years ago, is in there. And somebody else, but look at AmericanBanjoMuseum.com. They've got a nice website. It's a fascinating place. If you ever, yeah, there you go.
That's the place.
Yep, that was it.
Looks like a
What year was that,
mustache,
Barry?
but that's the
2016?
museum.
What was that, 2016?
I don't remember the year, but I
Something
see-
like that,
It was a
2016.
while, it
and
was a while ago.
I see
We got to
30%
open
of them
for,
were-
Kingston Trio that weekend.
Chris
Had a good
Fenimore right
weekend.
up front.
Yeah, Gentry, Joel, Barry, Mike. I don't know anyone in the back row.
Well, on the far
Petroselli
left is Ted Turner.
and
I'm
Joe
pretty sure next to him
Petroselli.
is Joe Petrocelli.
Oh,
Trombones, Harold Johnson. Not sure who the tuba player is or the banjo player behind me. And I think that's Dave Weibel on the far right.
Yes,
Far right,
it is.
yeah.
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 But the tuba and banjo player in the back row, I don't remember them.
And Danny's playing tuba all the way to our left next
Yeah.
to me. He's not in the picture.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
that was a hell of a weekend.
Oh, boy.
Yes, it was. It was good fun. It's the only museum in the world with my picture on the wall.
Yeah. Prior to that, it had been decorated like a Shakey's, and I don't know what happened to get rid of the Shakey's, if there was a problem with somebody from Shakey's, but then they did the mustache thing, and Johnny Bear, the curator of the museum, said Joel sent him all kinds of stuff for
Look
it.
at that young man.
Who's that little good looking guy, right? Yeah.
Really?
Look, he's got a new vest on. You always can tell a new vest.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They stand out. They don't look like all the rest of the vests we always wore.
I don't remember where that was taken.
I like that hat.
That's my blowhards hat.
That's a good one.
The blowhards means the beloved and loyal odor of Red Sox diehard sufferers.
Beloved order of hard ass Red Sox diehard fans or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Close enough.
Close enough for jazz.
Yeah, and hand grenades.
Man, we've seen photos we have never seen today.
Yeah, that was great.
I never saw
Yeah.
that one of
That
you.
was great. That was great. Well, it's getting close to my supper time. I gotta fade off. David, it was good to see you. Hope you join us again.
I will, Jim. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Oh, wow.
There's
Oh,
an
shit,
Ira.
there's an old picture.
There's an Ira. That's Rocco Paterno, isn't it? I think.
That is
Might be
Rocco.
right.
Yeah.
Rocco
That's
and,
Rocco.
and Ira Gutgut.
Ira Gutman. and
Little
Rocco
Ira.
Paterno.
Yeah, that's Rocco.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
And
so
where
good
is
to see
that? Is
all you
that
guys.
Wildwood?
Nah, I don't think that's,
I don't think it's Wildwood.
I don't think it's Wildwood,
Jersey Shore somewhere. Looks like.
somewhere.
Who's got Santa Claus on their house?
Well, it costs money to put it up, takes more, costs money to put it down, so you leave it there.
Yeah, exactly.
Gutgut.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Take
see the
care,
ocean
guys.
behind them, so it's got to be somewhere by the coast.
Take care, lads.
So long,
Okay.
Jim.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hey, it's good to
Okay.
see all you guys. And Dave, it's nice to see you again after all these
Yeah.
years.
Now, Tom, am I on the list
Yes.
now?
You're on the list now, David.
Every Wednesday, you'll get a
I
a
checked it.
note.
Terrific.
But until something changes, it's the same link every week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
And if you have photos or other things, if you send them to me or Tom, we can put them in as
Yeah.
people are talking about them.
Yeah, I don't think I have much,
No,
as a
if you
young
have-
guy moving around, I never collected enough stuff, you know?
Mhm.
Boy, are you lucky? I got more shit than all of you all put together need to have.
Oh,
Speaking of which, Bill, I've finally gotten those videotapes and a couple other things in an envelope addressed to you, and I'll get it off to you next week.
Okay. Yeah, I put up your washboard ensemble last week, but you weren't here.
I have some on again, off again stomach problems, and
No, that's okay.
Last week was a bad day.
I did manage to put it up. Everybody found it interesting.
well, I'll send you some stuff that's going to boggle and bamboozle your mind and may turn you off to music forever, but I hope you have some fun with it. So, and you can use it however you want. There's a couple of washboard concert things in there too from Sacramento Jazz Festival that you should have fun with.
Okay.
Okay, that's great.
Okay,
Good to
guys, I'm
see
gonna
all of
check
you.
out.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for coming on.
Take care.
Thanks so
Good night.
much.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Tom. Thank you, Bill.
See you next week.
Bye, Dave.
Take
Sorry
care,
I was late
guys.
getting here, but
Steven, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Take care, y'all.
all right.
Thanks,
See you
Tom.
all next
See you all
week.
later.
No
Bye-bye.
more. Do the dancing girls come out now?
That's what I'm waiting for.